We are homeless people that lived on the streets of Los Angeles, and our lives was raised up to be saved. We wasn't the ones that end up dead on the streets. So we're here to create more power for people to understand that your life can be changed. And with Los Angeles Property Department, they help us, and we work so hard to suit up and show up. How do we get things started? So what they did was the right thing, is come together as a group of people coming together, listening to everyone's story. What will empower the situation in our lives, and what can we build? Where can we build? How can we have our zone? What can we do to help the less fortunate? Something that really has to be worked, planned, and figured out, wrote down, and everybody has an opinion. So this is what we did today. We put it in the box. We put all the opinions, got it together for it to go on to the next level. And this is what we need to make a better community. No, we don't want more tents. We want more apartment and affordable apartments for people to be able to live and raise their children.
I would definitely recommend the ULI event because it's a space where professionals in this arena can really come and talk about innovation as well as barriers and try to come to real solutions.
We all personally play a role in solving it. And so I think, the big takeaway here is that there's a lot of energy and a lot of inspiration from a lot of different stakeholders in the space. And so, I think everyone can do more. The diversity of stakeholders that are here. So there's policymakers, financial institutions that are represented here, developers, people working in social services, lawyers, and sort of everything in between that kind of goes into making new housing possible.
This morning, my takeaway was increased enthusiasm. It's a cohesive group of not only politicians and political representatives, but the development community, the architecture and engineering, structural engineer community, and all the various nonprofits that are all part of the solution.
We need housing at all levels. We need market rate housing, workforce housing, and we need housing, supportive housing for people who are experiencing homelessness. And while there are many other potential solutions, ultimately, if we don't figure out the housing side of things, we're going to struggle to end homelessness. There are a lot of things that individuals can do to help address the crisis of homelessness. I encourage people to vote. Voting is really important. Our political leaders have a big role to play in this solution. I also encourage people to get involved locally when decisions are being made about land use or new development. Typically at planning commission meetings, people show up to say they don't want new housing or new multifamily housing in their neighborhood, and you showing up and saying, yes, that we need that, has a huge, huge impact.
Some of the immediate solutions for homelessness is building rapidly deployable navigation centers, emergency shelters, tiny home villages, non-congregate warehouse rehabilitation spaces. These sorts of centers can be built within 3 to 4 months and offer rehabilitation, triage, and treatment for a portion of the demographic that cannot go immediately into housing. I've always wanted to be on a mission to somewhat redefine the quickly built shelter as more than just a center to help navigate through housing, but also a facility that heals and provides rehabilitation services for the chronic homeless, the folks that have been living on the sidewalks for more than a year that might take a little bit more of a transitionary period to be successful in their own permanent housing. These ULI gatherings are really important because it brings such a diverse class of thought leaders into one place that are brainstorming, collaborating, and coming together with different ideas that maybe one industry or one discipline didn't think of until this collaboration starts.
Solutions require many things, but one of the most important is leadership. And I'm very grateful to have the right leadership in Los Angeles with Mayor Bass and the focus that she has placed on addressing homelessness, addressing housing, and specifically affordable housing is key. We have to direct all the efforts we can on how do you reduce the time that it takes to expedite permitting and build affordable housing. Reducing the cost, not only the cost of capital, but the cost of construction, of building high quality affordable housing. And probably most importantly is how do we scale the solutions? We need tens of thousands of units built annually in all of California to be able to solve this problem. ULI has been able to convene thought leaders across the spectrum, from the private sector, from the government sector, from nonprofits, from philanthropy, to address this problem in a multifaceted way. And we need that convening to create solutions for addressing homelessness.